Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Chapper. I'm coming at you with episode 292. If you're new to my channel, this channel about cross stitch, I hope you like what you see. Please subscribe, comment, and do the YouTube things. Opie has to come up here, but he appears to be bored right off the bat. So let's get into this and see what we got going on. We are finishing up April and kicking off May this week, and I have loads of stuff to share. First of all, if you've been here with me for a while, you may recall that Dalene from So Grateful has always been a treasured friend of my channel, and I would not be a true friend if I did not honor her birthday. So in the next coming week, before I see you next, or when I see you next, is her birthday. And one of the things that she always did in her birthday was a community service where she put birthday parties in her community pantries or whatnot. So in honor of Dalene, I have mine that I want to share. And of course, Ollie is here to push on the tripod. Opie is here to make sure his presence is known. And I want to share with you what I got here. So it's the beginning of, I'll have it fully kitted up and in the pantry before her birthday, but she liked to take cake pans and add a cake and add frosting, and I chose confetti because Dalene was always a party to have when she would come on here with her goodness. So I'm going to add some napkins and some balloons so that when somebody grabs this from the pantry, it is a party in a pan. And I just am excited about honoring Dalene, and I hope you join in that if you have it in you and that ability to do that. Please consider doing that for a community service this week. So birthday parties in a pan in honor of Dalene. I also was kitting up a project for next month of something that I'm going to start. And in doing that, it's like a thing of remembrance. So I have a full DMC collection of my own, and I also have one from my mom's. And so sometimes when I grab out to like kit up, I never know what I'm going to get. And this time I use floss drops. If you've seen me on here before, sometimes I share them, but my mom bobbinated, and this was hers. I always recognize her handwriting. So sometimes when I'm grabbing my mom's, it's always like a blessing of like, thanks mom. And it's remembrance, but this was so cute. Last night I was sitting next to my husband prepping this project, and it's called Healing Earth. How cool is that? Also, it's a Carolyn Manning piece that I'm going to do. And as I'm undoing this to put them on my floss drops, there was a piece in here that was like knotted, and my mom just like kept on going through it. And it was like just a little like tap on the shoulder of like, for me, of like, hey, I gotcha. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you, of a little remembrance of my mama too. So mama's handwriting and a little knot, aka tug at the heart, to let me have a little memory of my mom also as we're coming into this month, in which, you know, Mother's Day is right around the corner. So all of these little things that are like, they're still here. Don't forget to say their names. Don't forget to think about them. And I just wanted to share that with you. With that, I do have a couple things at the top before I get into my stitching to share with you. As a reminder, in my description box below, I do have a Happy Mail link. I love sending out Happy Mail. I do that once a month just to give you a little glimmer of like, they seem to find the right people. I just pull off names from the list that I have and send it out. If you've have you received it before, you could receive it again. I don't worry about that. I look down and I just grab a name, and it just kind of seems to go to the people that need to. So May is upon us, so I'll be sending out new Happy Mail. With that, Opie is here. Ollie is here, sitting on my stitching like normal. It's what he seems to want to do. So we're going to dive into that. What I have first off the top is my featured friend. Ollie, you got to let me have my piece of paper. Our featured friend this time is Gail. And Gail has the cutest finish for us and it's so funny. It is not funny, but it's so spring inspired. Yes, we just finished Easter, but these bunnies are among us. They've been popping through my yard. So let's show this cute finish. It's a cute little finish of a bunch of bunnies on a fence. She absolutely is a adorable little finish here. These are a bunch of Lizzie Kate stand-ups. They are Henry, Claire, Pansy, and Patty O. hair. She also added Needle Nana right in the middle. These were all on linen except for Nana, which she finished up on a fence that she found from Hobby Lobby. I love this setup. I think this is super cute, and what an inspiration of a way to finish those stand-ups. So thank you very much for sharing that with us, Gail. If you want to show a finish of yours, whether it's fully finished or just the finished stitching, we love to see that on here. We get so many ideas and so much variety is shown by doing this. So please send it to janetjabber@gmail.com and we'll get you added into the queue and share your goodness there. With that, hopefully we're not wrestling with Ollie, but I feel like he's going to knock stuff off again. So we're just going to take it from him. Ollie, we're just taking my stuff from you. Give you some space. He's a big old cat anymore. He's gained some winter weight. Okay, so Opie, you sit here and we're gonna see what we can get into. First off, to show you my stitching this week, I did get some stitching, but I survived the week of work. I was definitely sore to the bones. My husband told me every night or every morning, whichever time he saw me, that I looked like I was barely in survival mode. My back hurt, my legs hurt, but I made it. I'm here for you. My Queen of Freedom is, it did get its 100 stitches every single day, so I was happy to share. I am so happy to share that. This is her fully, and down here is where I'm working on her a little bit, still just plugging away at this last little ruffle in her skirt before I will be doing Krynic and beads, but I still have some DMC to be knocking out, so we'll see. I'm getting closer every day. Again, as a reminder, the goal of this is for it to be finished before I retire on July 31st. I have high hopes that my goal will still be accomplished for that. My next piece that I've been stitching on, this is my seasonal stitch. I usually pick a daily, a seasonal, and a monthly focus. My seasonal stitch, I try to put in stitches Monday through Friday. And my seasonal stitch right now is Sampler Season Spring by Blueberry Ridge. This is meant to be monochromatic, but I chose with EJ's help to do a colorist, and the colorist that I'm doing, that doesn't do it justice on that chart, is number 4500. So there are 4 different DMC colors in that, and then I am speckling that throughout the chart in different places, and this is what it is looking like. I got all 4 of those houses done. I'm so excited. So, and then Candy the 614 stitcher was chatting with me, and she's like, where are you going next? So I sat and I colored in most of it. This light color here is kind of hard to see. It's in person, you can see it, and on here you can see it, but sometimes it's hard to see. So I chose where I'm going at next. The bicycle, I need to finish out. That's gonna be a dark pink, I think. But I have chose the colors for, I believe, almost everything else. So we're just going to keep popping away at this and see where it gets us to. I have a feeling this will get done before the next season starts. So I'll have a pause in that. This next one has been my monthly focus for a couple months now, and it will continue. I have high hopes that this potentially could be done by the time I see you next, but or super early in the month of May, because I've just been like, I kind of want it done. But this is my Maps of Hawin Hollow, and since I've seen you last, I've put in some more water. I filled in the grass. I did outline this bee. Candy had mentioned to me you could barely, or bee, it's a butterfly. I outlined it in a color just so it would help it pop a little bit. I think the reason I got lost, it was originally a butterfly that was intended for the water, so it would have made it pop, but because of where I chose to like move it, it lost it. So this water goes all the way down. So I'm just like spreading that out. Like, that's why I worked some over there and then I did the grass, but that definitely, the grass helped the fence pop. I love that. It's going to continue to pop here with this water. That'll be gorgeous. I feel like this may need a tree. I don't know. I don't want to add much more. So I may just concentrate on the water and see where that gets me, but I feel like we're getting really close to calling this done. We'll see. And the next one is almost done too. I was really hoping to have it done when I came to see you this week, but it was not in the cards for me to be done. So it is what it is. This is my, and I got something on it too. New Year's Eve fairy. Don't look here, I got something on it. And she is crinkly. But I have one bead color left to do. One bead color. I have all the cryonic done, one bead color and the skin outlining to do. And that's all I've got to do to finish on her. This little mark, it's really not going to be a problem because of how it'll either be finished in an oval or finished in a square frame. I haven't decided yet. She's gorgeous. I love how she's turning out. Like, again, that is going to be done when I come to see you next. It sure is. It sure is. The next thing that I have to share with you is my butterfly afghan, and I did successfully get another 500 stitches on it. The next time I see you, hopefully I have the rest of it done as far as stitching goes. Back stitching won't be done. I try to schedule each block 6 weeks, and it will be completed by the end of the year. So 500 more stitches got done on this. It has just under, it's like 400 and some more stitches to do, and then the back stitching and stuff. So we'll see what kind of, what happens this next week. I am actually out of town this next weekend, and I won't be taking this with me. Gorgeous. This is a gorgeous block. All right. And then that's it. I don't have any haul. I don't have any, sorry for close up and personal. My cat got down and wanted to move the stuff that was going to fall. No haul, no mail, no nothing like that. I'm going to talk to you about my May plans. May is rolling up on us super quick. And May is Mental Health May. The 614 Stitcher always kicks that off. I love, and I am never shy about talking about mental health. It is something that ebbs and flows in my life. I have always sought counseling when I need to work through a problem or whatnot. And sometimes like professional counseling, and I also never fear reaching out to friends. So always, I'm never afraid to reach out for help when I need help. But for Mental Health May, I love to stitch along with that. So I have 2 pieces that I'm stitching on. This one, it is Love Who You Are. I sometimes struggle with that, believing that I am enough. And so I had started this with my friend Chrissy when it came out, and I had switched over the colors, and I am going to work on this to completion in May. So I changed to yellows that I love, and that's what I got done. Love You Are is there, and then we'll see where I get to with it. That one I'm excited to work on. And this next one is, I have, if I can find the book cover, I'm going to put it here. I took a picture of it a long time ago, but anyway, this is some Imaconda. These are cards but they're super small. I don't even know what the stitch count is, but they end up being like, or they're like 56 by 57. And, they end up being like perfect little, so this is ones that I have done. Mental Health Matters. And then I also have Grow Through What You Go Through. There were a total of 6 of these in this magazine, and I am doing basically one a year. So I'll be on this project for a year. So we're on to number 3. And the next one that I'm going to do is It's Okay Not to Be Okay. So I will be starting that on May 1st, and that will be something that I will stitch on in the month of May. Those 2 pieces are my Mental Health May, and we'll get through that, focusing on some mental health. The cat, sorry for that, moved the tripod. It just really needs a rubbing stick in here beyond, or more human contact. I don't know. So that is my stitching plans. I also clearly have my whip goes, which was an E and R are what called for me. E, I'm going to do something that's referred to as the elf tree. And then I also have R, and I feel like I'm going to do the river. I always follow along in EJ or in Sammy J's Whippagories. So those will be, if they haven't been out, they'll be popping off. So I'll be figuring that out. I said I wouldn't be here this next weekend. I am doing a mini retreat up in Shipshawana the LNS in down almost to Indianapolis has this. I don't know how many people are there. This is my first time ever. Basically, it's a no frills one. You just basically pay for a spot. And it is not just cross stitching, it's cross stitching, quilting, all kinds of crafts. So I'm sure I'm going to see a whole gamut, and let's hope I like stay hyper focused and I do not fall in love with a new hobby, because I already have quilting and I already have cross stitching, and Fawn from Sanctum Stitching is like trying to get me into my wobbles. I did start one, but I didn't keep with it. And so there's that. And yeah. All right, personal. Let's do that, because I'm super excited to show you some personal. It may be as much as the cross stitching, but who knows? I have Pops of Spring. If you were here with me last year, you remember I had planted 200 bulbs of tulips, and I have some pictures to show you where they are popping off. I am so excited. These are gorgeous. My husband and I have had other neighbors in the neighborhood saying that my house is the only one that looks like spring, and it's not about that, but I love me a tulip, and I love me a tulip. I had no clue what colors were going to pop in, because it was a multi-pack of like something called Somerset. I love how they're showing. I feel like I need 200 more, but I think we're just going to let it go for right now. So that is something that I still am waiting for the baby goslings to show up at work, but the flowers are definitely coming out. My peonies or however you say that, haven't popped out yet. I know I'm just a little too north for that yet, but they're coming. So other than that, this week I had a Nana night because my son-in-law Colton ran a half marathon. But let's talk about the kids for Nana night first. How can you resist these cute little smiles? They were so cute. We did a garage sale also. They came over. Papa ordered pizza and helped with dinner time. Then we, of course, it comes to bedtime, and I always snap a picture of me tucking them in and giving them bottles and sending them on their way to bedtime. And I normally send it to their parents, but like I didn't. And they were like, we didn't get a bedtime picture, but I'm sharing it with you. I shared it to them the next day, but I didn't want them to get, like, I wanted them to stay focused on what they were doing. He was pasta and loading up and all that kind of stuff. They were supposed to be getting race ready. And then Sunday morning, it was marathon time. So I have this cute picture, a hype picture of Colton. He loves this picture. He's hyped up and ready to go. Along the way, Colton's family and us met. We found like the halfway mark of the marathon, and it's this place called Promenade Park, and there's a little playground. So we went there and met the grandkids. We were eating donuts. Colton, their other grandpa, let them pick their donuts, and Henry picks out a donut that is, I swear, as big as his head, and it was so cute. But there's them snacking while they're waiting for their dad. Their dad runs by, and then we all race to the car so we can get to the finish line. We watched him run through the finish line. The adrenaline was pumping. He was so excited to run straight to his wife and to see his kids. But it was a lot. It was great to support him and be there for it all. Super proud of him. And next month he goes on to do a full marathon. This was a build-up. He has done a 5K, he has done the half marathon, and now he'll do his marathon next month. So love supporting him in his dreams and goals. And yeah, it's good to see people accomplish things that they have set out there for them to do. And I love watching them work together as a team. I am, step back and I like, how can we improve upon this? Because when I watched my son-in-law just about pass out, I was like, all right, improvement. We need to do a little bit better. What do we need to do? They had already like Googled it on the way because he like couldn't feel his tongue and he about passed out, which I knew was electrolytes. And I said, listen, where's the donuts? Where's the granola bars? Where are the things? They had water with electrolytes in it, but where are the rest of the things? But they already learned. They already, you're young and you learn. And so I'm proud of them. That's all it is to say. I'm proud of them. As far as me for this week, I have like vet appointments for all of my dogs. Have to get to the vet. My countertops came in, so that gets delivered not until next week. And then I had like a health thing this week. Well, it happened last week, and I'm going to my doctor this week. My blood pressure is running really low, so we're going to look into that and address that. I've lost a lot of weight, and I think they need to pull me off my blood pressure medicine. They cut it in half, but I think we're to the point where we need to possibly take me off. But I'm not a doctor, and my husband says I should just stop taking it, but I go to the doctor. I go to the doctor for that. And that's it. I know. I feel like you probably heard more about personal life than cross-stitching, but we're going to have lots of cross-stitching to show next week because I have the plans. And like the end of April, beginning of May, we like kick it off hard and strong, and I'll be at a retreat. So hello. Also, I'll be participating in my first Indiana quilt shop hop. So that's the first. I'll be seeing what that's all about, and that starts in May. So that I may have tiny bits of that when it begins. But I'm rambling because I don't want to let you go because it's sunny and beautiful out, and I am just a chatterbug, and I love you guys, and I look forward to our visits every single week. So thank you for coming to see me, and yeah, give me some love. Let me know what you guys are doing. What spring plans do you have going on? Hit me up in the comments below. I love you guys, and I'll catch you next week. Get onto your next Flosstube. So please keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'll send you so much love. Bye.